Welcome back to another one-lap video and welcome back to another drag race here at the runway. This is an interesting one because we're putting the three Korean brothers against each other, a Kia, a Hyundai, and a Genesis, all together in sort of a mix and mash drag race down the center. So, I can't wait till we can do this with their hottest cars. I think the electric stuff, the eGMP sisters, the Kia EV6 versus IONIQ 5. We already have that video up previously on this channel, but then bring the GV60 into the mix. We just happen to have one from each of the brands, and surprisingly, they're all very similar in price. So this isn't as much of a mismatch as you would think. This is a Kia Sorento. It's a 2022. I'll tell you a little bit more about it when I get in it because I'll be driving. I don't know how I got stuck with the 7-passenger SUV, but essentially really nice car. It's the turbo version. It's the SX maxed out, you know, super luxurious on the inside version. Actually, let me show you the seats. Look at how beautiful this car is. It's actually a 6-seat, or might be a 7-seat configuration. We just got it, so I haven't really looked into it yet, but it's got beautiful stitched leather everywhere. Absolutely amazing interior, big glass roof, and really loving it. Interestingly, 2.5-liter turbo engine, 8-speed dual clutch transmission. So this thing should rip the shifts. Then we have the Hyundai IONIQ 5. This is about a 77 kilowatt hour battery pack feeding 2 permanent magnet motors, 320 horsepower thereabouts. Zach will tell you a little bit more about it inside. But one of my favorite EVs on the market, this one in cyber gray, right, Zach? Yep. Looks amazing, really cool car. It is the long-range all-wheel drive version, of course. And then we have the Genesis G70. This one's the 3.3, the big engine, and it's an all-wheel drive. I think torque converter auto, right, Tijmen? Yep. 8-speed? Yep. And what kind of power are you making? 365. 365 horsepower. Interesting is the price. This is how much? 49 grand. This is 51, and that's about 45. So they're all between $45,000 and $51,000 here from each of the brands. So sometimes you would think that the Genesis would always be the more expensive, luxurious version, but actually the IONIQ 5 is the most expensive car here. And it's got bigger batteries, and you can get a tax credit. So when you factor all that in, it's really not. When you factor in the tax credit, all of these are within a few $1,000s of each other. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go figure out how to best launch our cars. Zach already knows. He just floors it. It's electric. It's easy. Mine's a dual clutch. I don't know if it's going to do any weird stuff when I launch it. And Tijmen, you need to see how much brake boost that thing can hold. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. We'll give you all the specs and statistics inside of the cars, the 0 to 60s, the cost, the everything. If you haven't already, subscribe to One Lap because we'll be doing a lot more mix and mash drag races like this, but also some legitimate ones where the ones you really want to see are coming.
So I'm lucky enough to get stuck with the G70, which is 3.3 liter V6 twin turbo, torque converter, 8-speed transmission. It makes 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. It's got a bunch of different modes, and I'm putting it, so there's, let's see, Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Custom. I'm doing Sport Plus. Traction control is turned off. I can turn it off even more, but I'm gonna figure that out in a second. Got half a tank of gas, and this makes 0 to 60 is 4.9 seconds from manufacturer rating. I think that's 5.2 seconds, the IONIQ 5. So technically, on paper, we are faster, but we are at altitude. So being at altitude, I'll be a little bit slower, but I do have turbos. So I guess we'll find out how it is.
You join me in the Sorento now. Let me give you some stats. 2.5 liter turbocharged engine. It's the max engine. We've actually reviewed the Sorento a number of times, but mostly the hybrid configuration. There will also be a plug-in hybrid coming, but not this one, and it's not available yet. 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. Interestingly, the Telluride, the bigger version of this, isn't that much more expensive, but makes significantly less torque than this turbocharged engine that has a V6. And so this might actually be a good engine to put in the Telluride Kia. I don't know. We'll see. Weighs 4,120 pounds. So it's definitely a heavyweight, and but not too crazy. And the cost on this particular one, just so you know, is $45,100 and $20, $45,120 as tested. It's technically, you want to hear the name for this because it's crazy. 2022 Sorento X-Line SX Prestige all-wheel drive. Just start putting names in it and adding numbers. That's basically how Kia's done their product planning here. I have a bunch of different drive modes. We're of course going to go into sport, auto start stop off. And what we really need to do is figure out how this thing drives. So I'm going to keep auto hold off. I'm just going to kind of go down the runway here because I don't know how to launch this car best.
Oh, that went pretty well. Let's see. Let's try traction control off even more. Come on. And the stability control is now disabled. Launch control ready, it says on the screen. This thing moves good. I can also use the paddle shifters, but I don't really think it's necessary. But I think I just have stability control and traction control off. I get a little thing that up here that says launch control ready. I can just let go of the throttle. I just keep doing this over and over. Not that it's really good for it, but yeah, launch control ready and go, and it goes right away. There's a little turbo lag, but other than that, it moves very solidly. So there goes Tijmen trying to figure out how to launch his Genesis to get the most power out of it. That sounds really good from the outside, not so great on the inside in my opinion. So let me just floor it from a start and see what happens. Okay, not bad. Go traction control off. I'm not going to go full stability off. Left foot hard on the brake, flooring it with the right. I don't think that's any faster if I'm honest. So I'm just going to let this cool down a little bit more. Because you know, the thing with a dual clutch is it's technically probably a wet clutch and you're not really putting that much strain on it, but constant launches over and over and over can overheat the transmission and it's not the best for it. So let's go full stability control, everything all off. Traction and stability control off. Sport mode, drive. That's as aggressive as it can get. Yep, same launch profile. Goes to 1500 RPM and then slips. And so this thing doesn't like to launch. I've had one time where it was like, whoop, and I think it just got a little bit confused. And I think the best way to get a launch is to just sit in auto hold and mash the throttle, because then it'll let the revs come up and we get the most amount of clutch slip, which actually does work because you're getting more torque out of the engine. So we're sitting here, auto hold, air conditioning, everything's off. And I think, Matt, yep, 2,500 RPM, that feels the fastest to me. All right, so now let's not heat soak it. Let's let her cool down. That's how we're gonna launch the Sorento, baby. I'm really enjoying this thing. It's fun to drive, it's quick, and I think it is going to be the fastest car here, which I'm excited about.
You join me here in the IONIQ 5 all-wheel drive SEL 2022 model. This is my personal car, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. So this car weighs around 4,600 pounds or so. It has 320 horsepower, 446 foot-pounds of torque, and it is 0 to 60 claim time in 5.2 seconds. I think I can do better than that today. We'll find out. And also this car comes in at the top of the price point at $51,020 as tested. And this is once again the SEL all-wheel drive. To launch it, I'm gonna have it in iPedal mode with the auto hold on and just send it on down the road. Traction control will be on. I'm just gonna give it all she has and send it down there. So I'll show y'all what happens. I think I'm gonna smoke both these cars, no problem. Kyle's definitely going down. Tijmen's car might be the biggest challenge, but I think I can take him because this car is really fast.
Okay, I'm in drive. I think we're ready to go. I got traction control off, sport mode on, AC off. I'm pulling out every last card I can to win this thing. Headlights, oh, that's fog lights. Headlights off. We want, well, just auto. We need every last drop of juice. So, everyone's good down the line? One, 2, 3, go!
Zach's right next to me. Oh, Zach is right. We're neck and neck. He's pulling on me. He's pulling on me.
This thing doesn't launch and I've been smoked. Wow, the IONIQ and the Genesis are close. Come on, Sorento! It rips the shifts. Wah, bah, bah. Come on, Sorento! Wow, it's close between the IONIQ and the Genesis. This was the clear loser.
Woo! I think I got him with the terrible launch. Tijmen got the jump. But I think the Hyundai did it. I think it did it. Oh, gotta use a little brakes. That was all I pedal.
He was pulling on me hard. Oh, he's putting his hazards on like he thinks he won something. See what he can do in a roll race. Roll racing. Oh, I got him on the roll. Oh yeah, easy. I got him on the roll.
I'm impressed with how quick this actually was though. Like, this does not feel like a slow vehicle. This 2.5 turbo is great, but man, the IONIQ and the G70, that's an interesting one right there, because that's their sporty sedan. Very interessante. Come on, SUV. Yeah.
There was literally a photo finish there. I think he might have beat me. But at least I got red seatbelt, so that makes it win. I win basically off of that. I got a sunroof and everything. But now I think we're doing a braking test, which I don't think I've got the highest hopes for this one.
Now it's time for the braking test in the Kia Sorento. So let's all get up to 70 miles an hour. And we're gonna get up there and we're gonna set cruise. I gotta turn traction control back on for cruise, but we gotta get moving here, so foot down. 60, 70 miles an hour. I'm set.
Not too sure how confident I am in the Hyundai's braking. We did this before and I got smoked by the Kia, the EV6. This thing is the heaviest, and but I'll be in iPedal. Let's do it in normal mode, so I feel the gas pedal will be a little less sensitive trying to get up there. Cruise control will be turned on. I'm gonna try to get us to 70. I have a hard time keeping like a steady throttle, so we're gonna get it up to 70. At the finish line, we're gonna hit the brakes and try to be all lined up and see who is the best brakes. My money is probably gonna be on Tijmen's car. Kyle's brakes on that Kia look great in those rims, by the way. But boy, I don't know if it's gonna stop that big old SUV.
3, 2, 1. What? Oh. I won the braking challenge!
I don't know how the Kia beat us right there.
I don't think that was good.
What the heck?
The Sorento has the best brakes! No way! An insane, shocking drag race, actually, both from an acceleration and braking standpoint, because the Genesis G70 3.3T all-wheel drive, whatever the nice one is, it's got everything, and the Hyundai IONIQ 5 all-wheel drive, neck and neck. And the IONIQ 5 won just because you have a front license plate on. I would never put a front license plate on my own car, but this guy follows the law. So basically, you know, that's incredible. I think if the IONIQ 5 was full charged, it would have edged it slightly because it was at about 65% state of charge, but still incredibly close that the, you know, V6 turbocharged sporty sedan and their electric hatchback from their sister company, their lesser sister company, are the same. And then obviously the Kia lost the drag race, but it won the braking challenge. You can see all three cars are positioned where they stopped from 70 miles an hour. We were all on cruise control at 70 and full brakes. And the Sorento smoked them. I have no idea how that's possible, but take a look at these bad boy brakes. They must be massive. Not really. These things are freaking sweet. The only thing I can think of is it must just be weight balance perfect for ultimate stopping, because this thing can save your family in a panic stop moment. Buy a Sorento. That's what we've learned here.
I'll see you there.
They're all seeing what their top speed is in reverse. Well, I can't miss out on that action, can I? Let's go backwards.
30. That's all it's got.
Whoa! Goes to the red line, 31 miles an hour.
This thing can go over 40 miles an hour in reverse. This thing's... Why can this thing go so fast in reverse? It's full boost in reverse. Over 50 miles an hour in reverse right there.
Backwards, there's no speed limiter. What? So you can do like massive J-turns, which we're not going to do. Also, I want to cool off. I don't want to like just run it in reverse the whole way. I'm going to let this engine breathe a little bit. Wow, 31 miles an hour backwards is a lot in a big SUV. So what we've learned here today is both the IONIQ 5 and the Kia Sorento won something, and the nice Genesis with the sporty stuff won nothing. How about that? Still a great car. I think it's one of the best. Be sure to check out Out of Spec reviews for driving reviews on all of these cars. They're all actually great in their own way. Just giving them a nice little cool off right now. And gotta say, this Sorento actually really impresses me. For the money, 45 grand, nearest makes no difference for this nice interior, this awesome engine, this great dual clutch transmission, great handling, and really good looks. This, to me, might be the overall winner out of all of these cars here. The IONIQ 5 is, of course, one of my favorite electric cars, and the Genesis is better than a 3 Series, in my opinion, for a lot of things. So what we're really learning is that the Koreans are just killing it right now, and they're building some incredible cars. Thanks for watching another One Lap. See you on the next one. See you, IONIQ 5. Bye-bye.